This guy says, how do we not appear needy from your experience? What should we avoid doing and how should we act? It really is about changing your mind state, right? Here's the mind state that I always have now when it comes to dating, all right? Is that at the end of the day, whether it's me or the person that I want, we're all going to ultimately decide who is best for us at our current time. And sometimes that's going to be you and it's going to be awesome. And at the same time, that person could also be like, but in this season right now, it's not this person. And I've just found that, I don't know, I've talked a lot about on this channel about being indifferent to outcomes. It doesn't mean that I don't care if the person that I'm hooking up with decides to stop. It just means that in the grand scheme of things, this person can do what they want to do. I can do what I want to do. If what they want to do is not be around me, that's fine. Now, in my state, I have the option to either be mad about it, be butthurt, have resentment towards it, or I could be like, well, I had fun times while it lasted. It sucks that they're going away. I got to find somebody else. So I don't take dating personally. Like if they decide to leave me, it feels personal because it's, person to person, but it could just be a choice she's making for her own benefit. It has nothing to do with me at all. And it should, because it's me, because we're hooking up or whatever like that. But it's like, that's just not how people operate. And I think both men and women have unrealistic expectations of how they think people should be versus how they actually are. How people should be is loyal. What people actually are is loyal to themselves. So if I'm dating somebody, even a person that's like the most loyal, kindest, sweetest, begging for my attention, all me type person, in the back of my head, I always have, but at any moment in time, they could choose to go away. And if they do, that's okay. Because I know of my own accord, I'm confident enough to go find somebody else. So it doesn't keep me attached to the outcome of this person having to have it work out. So because I have that mindset, if I go in the next day and I see a person that I hooked up with making out with somebody else or talking to somebody else or not want to talk to me, I'm just like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Like they could do me the most wrong in the world and do whatever. Like, and the next day, hey, how's your night? Okay, great, awesome. Like it might feel a little awkward, but it's not going to take me out of me from having to be able to talk to them. Like it just doesn't bug me like it used to. But again, in my early 20s, you couldn't tell me that. You couldn't tell me, when I first got to California, I went to a party one time and I met this girl. And the girl that I met was the cousin of one of my friends that actually was throwing the party, right? We went somewhere and we started talking a little bit. Next thing you know, we're making out all over the house and stuff like that. I'm thinking we're going to hook up. We don't. But we did a really heavy makeout session, right? And then we get back so we went from that party to the after party was at me and my friend's apartment. So we go back there and we're in my bedroom again, not doing anything, just lying there, whatever, talking, whatever, like this and that. And I'm thinking this is going to be a thing, right? And it doesn't be a thing. But then the next 5 or 6 parties that we threw, my friend was there, which means that his cousin was coming, and I had to see her with her boyfriend. And I guess she was on a break from her boyfriend at the time that I was making out with her, which is a whole nother story. But suffice to say, so she's bringing this dude around now. And again, she's coming to my parties at my place because she's been being invited by my friend. What am I going to do in the middle of a party? Oh, why aren't you talking to me? Well, you made out with me at this thing and you blah, blah, you're using that. Why? She don't care. The people at the party don't care. I'm the one that's in my feelings about it, and I have a choice to make. Do I continue to be in my feelings about this person who I know I'm going to continue to see at parties that we throw, because my friend throws a lot of parties at a lot of literally high swanky places. I'm going to see this person, or am I going to just be like, you know what? The makeout session was what it was. It felt good. I wish you could have gone someplace, but you know what? On to the next. And that's what I did. And so I think as late as 2 years ago, I saw this same person at another party that my friend threw. I was like, hey, so-and-so, what's going on? How you doing? How's the family? How's the kids? Blah, blah, blah. I just don't care. But again, it took me a lot of years to get to the journey from I care about every single girl that's not wanting to see me anymore to I can talk to them and be fine because we all have choice, And that takes work. It takes taking dating less personally. It takes being more confident, but ultimately it takes more dating experience. And not that I'm saying, your whole life should be just dating, because ultimately you're trying to get to where you find that person. But it does take a level of understanding that people are motivated by their own things that they want. And that if it's not you in that moment, then that's how they're going to operate. And it's not fair, but who said dating or life in general is fair? But you have the option to choose, to literally sit there and say, okay, you're going to start to, with this girl, right? You're going to feel mad about a thing. You'll be like, oh my gosh, she's cheating me. This is what? Stop. Just stop. Sit there and think to yourself, I'm letting this person make me feel a certain way about the situation? Do I want to feel that way? Is this person going to help me not feel that way? Okay, no. So then do I have the ability to get myself to a point where I can be fine? If this woman starts to act weird and never talks to me again, can I get to a point where I don't let that bug me? And this is where, again, I'm all on this channel about self-responsibility and being able to do what you can do to get yourself to a better situation. So you being resentful, hurt, scared, anxious, none of that serves you. So you have to get into the practice of practicing the habit of not letting things bug you so much. And I say it's practicing a habit because growing up, we all develop really, really bad habits about, we say things like, oh, well, she hurt my feelings, or, she did this to me and it hurt me emotionally, or this and that. And we put all that stuff on other people, and it allows other people to control us. And as a guy, that is the worst way to be, because you don't want how your woman feels about you or how she talks to you to make you feel a certain way about yourself. So what you do is you take control of that. You say, hey, if a woman decides to date me, great. If a woman decides not to date me, great. I found out early. I can find somebody else. In either situation, I can choose to say, whether they date me or not, I'm going to be great. Or I can also choose to say, oh, if a girl dumps me, I'm going to be heartbroken and sad, and I'm going to blah, blah. You can feel that way, but does it serve you? I just found it didn't serve me. So at the point where I realized that, I got tired of putting how I feel about myself on women and said, you know what? I'm going to take that back. So if a woman wants to go out with me, okay, great. If a woman doesn't want to go out with me, okay, great. Like, I've decided and I've practiced doing that. And so all the responses that we have, as much as we think that this is just how we are, it's all learned stuff. It's all habits that we've done over and over again. So you think about the journey of dating for a guy from ages like 14 to 20 or something, right? We're dealing with women and we're having a response. The first time as a guy, we get rejected by women, we usually have like a bad response. We're crying, we're upset, we want to yell back at her. And then we just keep doing that every time we get rejected. So by the time you hit 20, you now have a history and a habit of when a girl rejects me, I feel butthurt and I cry and I get upset. And that is a habit. So just like you built that habit up, you can start to build up the habit of, okay, if a woman rejects me, I'm going to objectively say, you know what? She must have seen something about us that wasn't going to work, or I just have other things to work on. That way women will feel like we should work. But you know what? It's a good lesson. On to the next. And you can do that. And I found for me, doing that from ages, we'll say realistically like 24 to like 29 helped me immensely in my 30s dating, whereby if women would reject me, okay, whatever. If women wanted to really go out with me, okay, whatever. Like, I didn't put so much emotional stock in either one, because regardless of what it is, I'm going to be fine. And so if you start practicing that today, I can assure you in 2 to 3 years, women rejecting you, women suddenly going silent on you is going to not even be a thing to you, because you're going to be so in control of your emotions that your response is going to be like, oh, that's just her. All right, on to the next. But you got to practice those kind of things, right? Now, if you need help with that, go to the website, introvertdatingsuccess.com. I'd love to help you start on the journey of getting to that feeling, You's a bad boy, but you can't stop, won't stop. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high class man. You a high class man. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high